The purpose of this video is to help you navigate to and through Module 0 of Wit and Wisdom. The first thing you'll want to do is go to your SLP website, and you are going to want to go to the staff and find the staff links. And once you get to the staff link page, you'll want to scroll down until you find the educational links and you see the Clever app. Click on the Clever app, and that'll bring you to your actual page. And I've already logged in, and what you will do once you click on this, you'll only have to do this once, but you'll want to log in to your Clever app. And you'll do that by using your district username and password. Once you're here and you scroll down, you will see that you'll have an app for the Great Minds InSync. You'll click on that. You'll notice that it brings you to InSync. So InSync is the online version, and what we want is the actual teacher's edition. So we're going to go over here to our grid, click on the grid, and find the digital teacher's edition. Once you are in the teacher's edition, it'll show up with the collections up at top. You want to click on that Module 0 and go to the grade 3 through 5 Mod 0. Once you're here, you'll notice that you have the bars on the side to help you navigate through the Module 0. The first thing that I would suggest, and I would suggest this for any module that you're in, is starting with that module overview. Once you go through that module overview, it's kind of a nice feature too, because I was practicing using the highlighting feature, as you can see here, and it does allow you to highlight, and then your highlights do save for you. So that's something else you might want to consider as you're moving through any of the modules in Wit and Wisdom to help you remember important information that you want to stand out for next time. So in the module summary, you're going to notice, I thought it was important to really look through this. This is our purpose right here of Mod 0. And it just said Mod 0 is a brief module that introduces students and teachers to Wit and Wisdom, key components and features. This introductory module also serves to cultivate a community of readers and writers. The Wit and Wisdom design fosters a classroom culture that instills a love of reading, builds the stamina for close and careful analysis of text, encourages attention to language and its power, and nurtures academic discourse that values inquiry, open-mindedness, and reasoning. So it goes on and tells you the book that you're using, which is Thank You, Mr. Fulker. And those of you that may have not read that before, that is a Patricia Polacco book. So it just gives you a little overview of the book. And then as you scroll down here, I just wanted you to pay attention to the 6 lessons, the purpose of the 6 lessons. And I highlighted some of the important ideas that are being captured in the module. So for example, you're going to be learning for reading and the types of questions, practices, instructional routines, and strategies that they will encounter in modules 1 through 4. So you're prepping students for mods 1 through 4 with instructional routines, and these routines that build independence by instilling those habits of mind. Those instructional routines and the instructional strategies like annotation and sentence frames that will be brought up. And really the main purpose of that Mod 0 is to build that classroom culture, and that classroom culture that is practiced in the Wit and Wisdom curriculum. As you scroll down, I found these questions to be helpful and useful, and things that you might want to think about as you are, thinking about our district thought of what do we want to cut, what do we want to keep, and what do we want to create as we're looking at this module. So as you're looking at this module, look at and make sure that are the lessons longer or shorter than the time allotted for your English time, so your English language arts time. So if this is if the as you're looking at each lesson, if it's too long, you need to be able to figure out what it is that you need to cut, keep, create for that lesson. Also, this is meant to be used with any higher level appropriate text, grade level appropriate text. So would you prefer to use an alternate text at the beginning of the year? And if so, that's absolutely fine. That this lesson is designed for you to be able to use any text. Another question to think about is, are students unfamiliar with some of the instructional routines introduced and practiced in the lesson? So you need to make sure that you're comfortable with those instructional routines that are introduced. And, if you've already taught some of those instructional routines, not to maybe spend as much time looking at those routines, or maybe that's something that you're going to cut as you design your lessons. And then lastly, just thinking about, are the students unfamiliar with some of the vocabulary that's introduced and explored in the lessons? So once you've read through that module summary, the next thing you'll want to do, and you'll notice that this tab is, I'm finding this in the module overview. I read the summary here. Then you can look at the module at the glance, which is kind of nice because it gives you that EQ right there, the essential question, and some of the things that, suggested student understandings, like big ideas. It also reminds you the text that you will be using and any alternative text that you might want to use. The module goals, the learning goals, and the knowledge goals that the students are accomplishing by the end of the module. And then I really like this page as well. I thought it breaks it up nicely between knowledge, reading, writing, speaking, and listening, which ties in nicely with our Spring Lake Park competencies and our targets. So or our standards, excuse me. So I really did look through this page quite thoroughly. And then lastly, that module map that just gives you a map overview of the 6 days that are in this module 0. And your lessons are set up just like they are in your other modules. So it just starts off with a welcome or a launch, which introduces the lesson. And then it goes into the different learning experiences. It looks like there's 2 different learning experiences here. And then there's a land wrap where you're wrapping up your lesson. So make sure, again, thinking about what you want to cut, keep, and create as you're looking at module 0. Lastly, I just want to show you that you are able to find this information in our Spring Lake Park staff resources on Schoology. So if you just go to the Spring Lake Park Staff Resources group and click on Resources, and then go to the Resources for Reading Instruction, and then you'll see a pink folder here, the K6 Wit and Wisdom Resources. And then when you click on this one here, it'll bring you to the resources that have been uploaded for you. So you'll notice that your text, if you want to use your text and you want to do it online, the Mod 0 text is right here for 3 through 5. And then it just brings you to a video here to use. Also, the PDF is the exact same PDF that you would find. It's all the things that I just took you through online. So you can either use your online text or otherwise there's a PDF version.